Hi, I'm Dr. Kim Logan-Nowlin.
I'm Arthur Nolan.
And welcome to Making It Work. Once again, we are excited about the programming we like to bring to you through Making It Work. The question is, how are you making it work every day in your life? How are you weathering the storms in your life? Well, that takes us to our guests. And Arthur, I'm excited, Arthur, how you doing, by the way?
I'm doing great.
You got a different look today.
Yeah, I just thought I'd be a little flashy.
Is that flashy?
I thought so.
With the blue and the
right.
tan. You look good.
It's a look. I started it.
I have on a biker's jacket. They check me out with the zippers.
Yeah, you need some work on that, but we'll get through it.
I don't know what it is. I got to always have some work, But anyway, that's going to we're weathering some storms.
Yes, definitely.
Well, listen, I want to welcome again some dear friends of mine that I've known within the city of Detroit, and I'm excited.
Yeah.
I want to welcome a mother and son team tonight, and hi, Snipes and Devian Trotter. Welcome to Making It Work.
Thank you.
Excellent.
How you guys doing?
We're doing good.
This has been a long time coming.
Yes.
A change is going to come.
Yes.
Well, listen, we want to know your story. I've heard bits and pieces throughout the years, but now opportunity for you to tell your story about your son, and then, Devian, where you are in your life right now, and your spirituality and where you are in the church. I'm going to turn it over to the two of you.
Okay. My name is Snipes, like she said, and I was a single parent. I was a mom that didn't want to be a mom. When I found out I was pregnant with my son, I'm going to hold his hand because he's my heart, and I'm glad he's here. My mother pleaded with me to keep Devian. And I wasn't trying to know God at that time, even though I'm a Seventh-day Adventist. Generation, yes. I was 21 years old. I really didn't like men because of the relationship I had with my father. I had no respect for guys. I looked at them as less than women because I'm such a strong woman. So when I became pregnant, I felt not so much as disappointed. I felt it's something I couldn't do. But that's where God reached me. Because when I decided to have Devian, I gave him to the Lord when I got pregnant. Even though I got pregnant out of wedlock, which goes against everything that we believe in. And I believe that God blessed me with Devian, a male, to teach me how to love a man. So when I had Devian, it's a long story. It's been such a blessing. He was such a great kid growing up. Easy to raise. I knew his father wouldn't be there. So I asked God to be his father. And he took care of Devian all these years. And he blessed me. Even though Kim knows a little bit about me, speaking at camp meeting, I'm going through my second divorce. And it's funny, it's a year later and I'm still going through the divorce. But it's been a blessing because it gave me an intimate relationship with the man, God. And it taught me to have an experience and a testimony because, like I said, I know it's a program that I have a long story to tell, but the only thing I can say is God is so good and how he does stuff for us and how he takes us through things. And through my journey in life, having my child on my own, being on my own, taking care of myself, going through 2 failed marriages, I have a new sense of freedom. I went through a 6-year period of being ill. I had prediabetes, Hashimoto's disease, which a lot of people, is thyroid disease. I had a stroke in my sleep. I went through cancer scares, cervical cancers, breast cancer scares, but it only drew me closer and closer to God. People always say, oh, I feel sorry for you. Don't feel sorry for me. Say, praise God for me, because I'm coming, and I'm coming strong with what my testimony is. So as far as life storms, instead of us asking God to help us through the storms, asked him to help us stand in the storm, because that's when you learn the best. We can go through books. I can read the Bible. I can go through school. I'm educated. But life's experience is what give you your testimony to tell people. I can read every book there is, but if I never lived it, I would never be able to tell you where I'm coming from. So everything that I've gone through, I'm at the point I am now. I've never been to school to be a doctor. I'm a nurse. I never went to school to counsel people, but the Lord has guided me to start counseling women. I told Dr. Kim when I talked to her the other day that 9 years ago at this very church, I can't remember the pastor's name, but I think he was the assistant pastor. Very, very nice gentleman. And a young lady named Tawny. I remember her name. And my mom was like, I'm going to send them over to you to help you to quit smoking. And at that time, of course, like I said, I wasn't trying to know God. I knew God, but I wasn't trying to know God. And when he tried to help me quit smoking, I came to the church, and he looked at me and he said, you're going to be ministering to young women. And I looked at him like, I just want to quit smoking, you know, so it took me to retire at the age of 36 years old. And that's a few years back. I'm not that much older than that. To get to where I'm at now. Not only has the Lord incorporated me ministering and having a testimony to women, there are men coming to me now. Because when I say I didn't like men, the first thing people think is, oh, she like women instead of men. No, I love men. I had no respect because I didn't have the respect for my father like I should. But today I love my father. He did the best he could with what he had. And a lot of times when we don't get that true forgiveness in our hearts, then you can't look past. And I always pray. And I'm a prayer warrior for 3ABN.
Amen.
When I pray, I also pray that God helps me to forgive thoroughly as he forgives me daily. And not only that, I thank him for my trials, because they only come to make you strong. And a lot of times we look at trials as being an affliction or suffering. And I said, if that's the kind of God we have, I don't want to serve that God, but that's not the God I serve. The God I serve is such a loving and a kind God. And I can remember one day when I was driving, before I started talking to people, I still couldn't tell you this day, God is good. I could hear the Holy Spirit say, you need to have compassion. And it didn't, bend me or make me feel a certain way. It just made me realize that even though I love people, I have to be compassionate also, because everybody has a story. It's just some of us don't know how to say it. I choose to be one of them to say it and to say, and not only that, I can sing. Yeah, my sisters are coming back singing.
You are going to start singing again?
Yeah, we're going to start singing again.
The Jones sisters, I tell you, that was the music back in the day.
And I lost my voice for 4 years. I would whisper when I talked. And it's when I gave my life to the Lord again, when I said, Lord, this time, a lot of us come to God with half of a heart. We have to come with a whole heart in order for us to be healed. And a lot of people, when they come to me, they say, hi, can you pray for me? Or can you do this for me? And I say, how much are you willing to give to God? And a lot of people get scared when they hear that. And I tell God, even after the end of the day, or at the end of the day when I pray, I say, even until death will I follow Christ because he did it for me. And that's what we must do daily. And like I said, I know I'm probably jumping all over the place as far as being a single mom, but coming from being a single mother has brought me here. And this is what God has blessed me with, my son. And I mean, I can talk on and on and on, but
he smiles. Well, Devian, tell us about you and all that Mama said, because you've grown up with her.
Well, like I said before, my name is Devian Trotter. I'm 20 years old, go to Wayne State University now. It's my third year. Double major in psychology and PR. I'm also involved in a couple things on campus, including SOB, Student African American Brotherhood, which is a peer mentoring group for incoming freshmen and different levels of guys that are in college, just to give them a backbone, so we show them resources and different things like that. Also working, black male engagement. I'm actually really excited about this one. It helps me network, because I do want to do PR. It helps me get the backbone that I need to be able to talk to different people. But we also go in the community, help out with different fundraisers and different community service events. Get the interviews from different guys. And our motto is share, inspire, connect. It's what we really try to do. We try to get all these guys together and share their story. And it's for a way to show that the black male is important in the community, instead of just being portrayed in the media where we're just involved in violence, gang banging, and different things like that.
That's outstanding.
Wow. You live on campus?
Yes, ma'am.
How you doing on campus?
I love it. I love it. I love it. I actually stay in my fraternity house.
Is that
Pi
right?
Kappa Alpha. I stay in my fraternity house.
Yeah, all right.
So you got a room with two, or you
No,
got
just one other guy who lives with me, my roommate, JC.
How many guys in the house?
We have about 20 guys in the house.
Really?
Yeah.
Where's the house? Is it
It's right on Cass, 4251 Cass, right off Wayne State.
Now in Wayne State campus area.
Midtown.
Wayne State University is a university located in central Detroit. What's that area called now?
Midtown.
Midtown. That's what it is. Okay. So let me ask you this: are you dating?
I have female friends, but not officially dating.
No.
Not officially dating.
All right. So academics first.
Yes,
all right.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Well, let's talk about you and the Lord. You know, I've known you for a long time. You've been one of my precious jewels, you know, at camp meeting. And remember when you broke your arm? Oh my goodness. They bought a big old screen TV in for him to watch in the cabin. And I said, what? I said, you broke your arm doing playing ball, you know, but you bounced back, came back. So let's talk about you and your relationship with the Lord. You know, I'm always concerned about my young people. Where's God in all of this?
Luckily, I had one roommate who was an atheist. He didn't believe in God, but I have a new roommate now who's actually very avid in worshiping God. And it's a blessing so far, because we just sit there and have talks throughout the night about religions and different things and aspects. And so it's been pretty good so far, but God has done so much for me. If God didn't put my mom in my life, honestly, I probably wouldn't be in school right now. I thank God every day, because out of all the guys I came to school with my freshman year, I'm the only one left. And I mean only out of all the guys. I'm the only one left.
Right.
And I
They
just
dropped out quick.
dropped out, financial situations, out of all that, I was able to weather the storm, and I'm still here. And
Weather the storm.
So I thank God so much that I was able to have a mom that was always in my ear, even though I wanted to go out and party and have fun and different things like that. She was always in my ear. Did you do this? Did you make sure you do that? And she doesn't know that I actually lie sometimes to say I didn't do something, just to make sure she still stays on my tail.
Oh.
So I'm so thankful for that.
What's your GPA?
My GPA is a 3.2 right now.
You better go
Excellent.
ahead.
Excellent.
You have your own car?
I'm sorry, I didn't
You
hear
have your own car?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh.
Yes, ma'am.
You're a responsible driver?
Try to be.
You try to be.
Yes, I'll try.
Oh, that's so nice.
You know-
You hear what he said? He said responsible driver. He's trying to be.
That's wonderful.
I'm going to leave that alone.
I think so.
You know, I'm not going. I got a story to tell you, but I better leave that alone. All right. You know. Well, let me ask you. You know, you were raised Seventh-day Adventist. You're fourth generation. Now, you know, I was in church yesterday, and Derek Williams was the speaker, and spoke to the Pathfinders, and he's now in his junior year in nursing at Andrews, and he talked about 10 years of his life, how he wasted it, but God turned what enemy meant for bad to good. But he talked about us making sure that our young people know Jesus Christ, a relationship. Then with that, they will accept the Sabbath. They will, you know, return to their roots and remembering the standards of the Seventh-day Adventist Church. How does that play a role in your life now?
Since I was raised Seventh-day Adventist, I honestly strayed away from it when I was younger because, you know, I wanted to go out because all my friends weren't Seventh-day Adventists, wanted to go out on Friday night, you know, hang out on Saturday. But the repercussions that I was raised to see, that doing these things and not worshiping God, you know, if you don't worship God, what are you worshiping? The devil. So seeing these things firsthand, how guys go out to clubs, I've been in situations to where, thankfully, I was raised Seventh-day Adventist. I didn't go to some places on a Friday night where my friends have had guns pulled out on them and different things like that. So me straying away and then actually had to find out myself and actually coming back to God because I was raised that in the first place, it's a wonderful thing. Because as a kid, you're going to try to rebel. You're not trying to stay and listen to parents. You be like, okay, I'm going to grow up. I'm going to do what I want to, and nothing's going to happen. But actually being taught that as a child and then be able to come is a great thing for me.
I love to see you at camp meeting. When I saw you with your mom, walking with your mom, I said, look at this, you know. And I mean, where else you gonna be during camp meeting but at camp meeting, you know? Your father. Let's talk about that relationship.
My father is, I love the man dearly, but he tries to be more of my friend than a father. Tries to be on that level where we talk about things that father and son shouldn't talk about at a certain age. Like he's more of my friend during my middle school years and high school years instead of being there being the strict man I needed in my life. And thankful for my mom, she was my mom and dad, and he was there almost like a friend. So like, you know what, let me call dad because I have a situation where a friend can talk to, where something happened that I need a parent to talk to, I will call my mom no matter what the situation was.
You're so articulate. Did mom mandate that from you?
Yeah, mom. Mom instilled that at an early age.
And hasn't it paid off, and especially in the field of public relations?
Yes, ma'am.
And being able to greet and meet people.
Yes.
Because first impressions are lasting.
Yeah.
And being an African-American male. Psychology, what do you want to do with that?
I hate to interrupt, but can I ask a question?
Well, okay.
I mean, you was just so gross. I was waiting.
I'm sorry. I'll come back to my question.
You know,
Hilarious. All right.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
I hope this question is dynamic. Go ahead.
Well, you know, I just want, you talked about a father being a friend.
Okay.
You know, could you relate to the friendship? And within that, did you see him trying to be a father within that friendship at all?
With that friendship, he basically talked to me a level to where it wasn't father and son or child and parent.
Okay.
Talked to me was like I was at his age and at his level. Even if it was involving women or anything of that aspect. Some things I didn't need to hear at that age.
Okay.
In middle school, you did not need to hear those things.
And so as you got older, you realized that that was not the type of relationship you really wanted.
Yes, sir.
Have you ever talked to him about what type of relationship you do want?
I mean, when I do talk to him, it's really not about that. Just talk to him because I stay in contact with him because of my brothers. And I have 4 younger brothers, so I try to be the role model and do all these things in the community and be involved. When I do actually get to talk to my father, it's really not that pleasant. Well, it should be a father and son relationship. It's just basically us just being friends.
How does that make you feel?
At this point in my life, it really doesn't make me feel too bad. It just means I need to step up and be a better father than I saw.
Okay.
It means I need to be a better man and make sure I'm there for my younger brothers so they don't have to go through the same thing I did.
How old are your brothers?
From 13 to 8. 4 of them. 2 twins and then 2 other boys.
Really? They have the same mom, all same
All
mother?
same mom. Yeah.
And this is your father's second wife?
Yeah, my father's first wife. She passed away.
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you get them? You hang out with them?
I try as much as possible, but school and work keeps me pretty occupied. Okay. So I need to do a lot more and being like more involved. And I try to call them, but I need to do a lot more. Okay. So I try to make more room for them.
Okay.
Let me ask, you've had 2 marriages, and you said you had problems with both of them. What was the things that stood out the most in your relationship with these men?
I had to look within inside myself because a lot of times they say you attract what you are. And as being a wounded woman, I attracted wounded men. So the men that I chose were like my father. And when I got into the relationship, I really didn't have the respect that I should for him. I never mistreated or said bad things, verbatim. Should say verbatim, you know, but I would probably be demeaning in my, you know, actions and the different things, especially with this last marriage. I hope and pray that he one day forgives me as I've forgiven him. But it was, it was a terrible marriage. Terrible marriage.
How long were you married the second time?
We've been together 10 years. We are married 7 years now because we're still married.
Okay.
And we're still in the process of divorcing. You know, they say the absence make the heart grow fonder. It's not always so. Absence gave me a chance to really, really learn how to love. You know, I understand what biblically it means to love God with all your heart and then love yourself and your neighbors as yourself. So it gave me a different perspective. So if God, when he does bless me again, I know, you know, and I'll understand what it is to have a relationship with a man now. Women love him all day long. Men, on the other hand, he's still working on me. I'm a work in progress. I was listening to somebody say one day, which was my cousin, she said, weeping endures for a night, joy comes in the morning. We just don't know which morning. So I'll just wait, you know, until that time comes. But as of right now, I'm at peace and I'm content. And I can now look at a male as respectful because I respect God so much.
One final question. Never thought about reconciling, you know, with this relationship?
Oh, no. Okay. No, I'm doing so good. No.
Okay.
Did you all go to
loving life?
Did you all go to counseling?
Yeah, several times.
Several times.
Because he has. I went to therapy, and he has very, very serious problems. You know, so it's something that I think that God is just, he's still working things out. You know, but he had to get me to the point where not so much divorce was imminent for me years ago. It's just now I had to step out on faith. And when I stepped out on faith, because I had grounds for divorce years ago.
Okay.
It's just now I'm the one that walked and said, okay, let's do this. And I don't encourage anybody to divorce because there is ways that you can work things out. But my marriage is not workable because I don't want it anymore. You know, I want to live my life and do it right. This wasn't right, you know, so.
How did your relationship impact your son? What did he see? What did he overhear?
He looked at mom as being strong. I asked him, I said, how did you feel about your stepdad? And he said, I don't feel anyway because I never ever put him down to the point that he's not still a man. But that question would have to probably be posed to him because I really don't, you know.
Okay, well, tell me, how did it impact you?
It showed me firsthand how to act in a relationship and how you should treat women, especially from a man's point of view. Honestly, it's certain boundaries and certain ways you should handle things, especially in a relationship. If things can't work by yourself, of course, go to speak to a psychologist. What I like to do, I like to talk to people, and actually talking with my mom. I love talking with her. It's actually pushed me to go this route, the way I'm going. From actually talking and just learning how the human mind works, how we react to things, all the way down from how you make a decision from picking a certain color to be your favorite color, all the way to far up as being a serial killer. What makes you snap? What makes you think that way? So one thing from seeing her relationships is being a man, first of all, especially being a God-given strong man and just accepting what's going to happen and just overcome.
I can see you as a psychologist, your tone, you know, your eye contact, you don't frighten people. People will open up to you. You've got that gift from the Lord. Do you know that?
Yes, ma'am.
You know, and you have to use it. And you have to go all the way for your PhD. You know that. You know, I'm beyond you. You know,
yes, ma'am.
That's a blessing. God is preparing us in such a great way. You know, let's talk about, where are you worshiping now? Hi, where are you?
I go to Liberty Seventh-day Adventist Church, which is in Belleville. Okay. We rent from I believe it's an apostolic church. We used to have a church, but they sold the church, and It's at best 8 of us there.
Okay.
The Belleville Church, they sold that church?
Church on Sumter
Yes.
Road. Okay.
Yep, they
And the
sold
church
that.
is called Liberty?
Liberty Seventh-day Adventist Church.
Okay.
Yes.
And who's the pastor there?
We have no pastor currently. We have, I would call him a motivational speaker. I'm sure I'll be up there speaking shortly, but we have no pastor. We had 2 pastors within the last maybe 2 years, and we can't really keep them because they're trying to do the Cherry Hill Church, several churches. So because we're such a small flock, they're probably like, hey, you know, I want to go to, you know, but that's where God, to me, can reach in small groups.
Oh, right.
You know, so we just have a guy, his name is Alan. Hi, Alan. He speaks, and he speaks very well.
Oh,
very
praise
well.
God. You know, your mother, wow, what a pillar. And Sister Young, and you said you have other aunts and uncles.
Yes.
How large is the family?
It was 9 of them. And my aunt Sharon passed away. My mom is roughly like in the middle. But if you seen them, you would smile because some of them are my color. Some of them are my son's color. So they look at us like, okay, y'all Jones people. So, yeah, but it's different. You know, we all are coming together, and it's a lot of women. Lot of women.
You do have a lot of women in the family. In relationship to spirituality and God, what is your hope? You know, talk to the camera. I want you to have about a minute to go.
Okay.
Both of you, take us out. What do people need to know about having this type of relationship and making it work?
First of all, I would say be truthful and honest about everything because God already knows. And love people unconditionally. Don't put stipulations on people because a person makes you feel a certain way. Just love them unconditionally and take it to God. God will help you work out everything. I learned that.
Amen. Devian, what do you say?
Even though I'm not a parent yet, this is for the parents. Be involved in your kids' life because you never know what's going to make or break them in the future. No matter if it's finances, relationships, or different things of that aspect. If you have somebody strong that's in your corner, no matter what, there's nothing you can't overcome.
Wow. Well, Arthur, I'm so glad you're in my corner.
I'm in your corner, sweetheart.
And I'm in yours.
Oh, I can beat anything.
I know that's right. Well, listen, you guys, I want to thank you both for being with us. We love you, and we continue. We're going to look forward to even greater things ahead.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I'm Dr. Kim Logan-Nowlin.
I'm Arthur Nolan.
And thank you for joining us on Making It Work. God bless.
God bless.